To all the ladies in the place. 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 To all the ladies in the place.
Good evening, guys. Don't worry, you are not on pause. We are just getting this thing started. How are you tonight? Hey Kish, I'm doing well, thank you. The return of ORS Esports. It's been a while, dude. I hope you're doing okay. Hyperio, good evening. We're online now, bud. Sorry, I didn't see your message. I've just been setting up. And hey, Birdman. What's up, guys? Welcome, welcome. We'll get the show on the road. This promises to be the deciding round of a 10 race season in the Swedish Racing League. Welcome to the warm-up. The qualifying is due to start any moment. In about 5 minutes we'll be going on track for that. You can see the guys getting warmed up in what looks like the California sunshine. Laguna Seca is our track tonight. LRS, don't worry, dude. When I'm not in broadcasting land, I'll catch up with you, don't worry. But nice to see you here, no less. Regardless, thank you, bud. All is well here, thank you. Quite excited tonight. We've got one more round to go in this championship, and although we got a favourite for the title, there's still quite a lot to play for. Let's get ourselves a voice chat ready for when Mixter, who is ready already, so he'll be joining us anytime now, actually. How's the sound, guys? Have you got track audio? You can hear me. In a moment you will hear Mixtermaker, co-commentator. I think we're all set. I will show you the standings between qualifying and the race. Also got a very cool livery through this week. If I get a moment to show you that, I will. Designed by one of the Swedish Racing League crew. Lots of nice stuff going on at the moment. No, but this needs to get done, doesn't it, Hyperio? Actually, I've got to admit, livery could be a good week for that because I've got a gap between projects, so we might be lucky this week. I don't know the car though, mate. Damn it, you were hoping, dude. You were hoping. It was, you know, it was fair enough. Mr. Falcon, good evening. Welcome back to GT Sport for the Swedish Racing League. We're about to go into qualifying. Soon to be joined by Mixtermaker. I've only just given him the green light. These are some of the qualifying times. I'm going to put them in chat right now if you're here. Oh, dude, I must have got that from you in chat or something because I looked back at our messages and I couldn't see it. Okay. My bad if I forgot. So here's your top 6 qualifiers. I'll give you just a set As off the marks, Abramson has qualified currently with a 1:21.371. That's a sharp time. Closely followed by Lasser with a 1:21.6, Chio with a 1:21.7, Bornhell 1:21.9, and Erding with a 1:22.0. That's a really close set. There are more times in the list, but that's just to give you a flavour of what these guys need to be aiming for if they want to be in the top lobby, Lobby A tonight. So in the Swedish Racing League, the qualifier is always determined by that driver's ranking over several qualifying sessions. So they build up a qualifying record over the races they enter. And if your qualifying record is high and you're a consistently high qualified driver, you get to qualify among the highest and previously quickest drivers. The idea is if you're a new driver to the series, you don't get mixed up in qualifying with drivers of completely different pace levels, so that keeps every session running as smoothly as they can. It's a very, very smart system. I hope you've got your drink of choice. Get the coffee on. That's what I'm doing tonight. Gonna need some beans for this one. There is TRL Eraser, current championship leader, and bar a mechanical error, i.e. a disconnect or a big old quit, then there's very little that anyone can do tonight to prevent this driver taking the season championship. But you never know, anything can happen. A disconnect in this world is like a mechanical failure in the real world. So we'll hope that all drivers stay connected. And there we go, that's the lobby reset and the lobby reset. In just a moment. Will give us our qualifying session, as it looks like no, it's Swoyle to give us the first car out of the pits. Fellow Team Repsol driver in this series. Closely followed at the moment by, I think it's Firapennen, if I'm not mistaken. It certainly is. Stiliga Dan is out on track tonight. He'll be hoping for a Lobby A split tonight. How are you all doing in the chat? Let's get a little bit of hype for the Swedish Racing League in there, shall we? We've got Eraser, we've got Farron, teammate to T5 Black, Chio.
And me!
Hey! And a Mixter is in the house. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mixter. Hope you're well, dude.
Yeah, I'm doing quite fine.
Excellent, mate. I think I've got the screen set for you, mate, but if you are short, just let me know.
Oh, looks fine. So how are you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, I've got a bit of a I've got a crooked neck today. I slept strangely. Something's weird happened, so I have to like keep my head straight tonight. If I get too excited, you might hear me wince from it, so you'll know why. But yeah, no, I'm all well, thanks. I'm excited. This is a lot of places to be decided tonight, despite Eraser being a very clear favourite for the championship. There is only a small number of points between the drivers that follow, and I'll get that up on screen for everybody. Between sessions, we're now into qualifying, guys. This is a 10-minute session, so it's a bit of a hot stint, Super Pole style effort here from these guys, and it's Swoyle who's going to take us up the hill towards the notorious corkscrew at Laguna Seca. Watch as that Lamborghini crests the entry, takes all of the apex on exit. Being a mid-engined car, will not want to be getting it too over-rotated through there. It's very difficult to come back from that, but Swoyle looking like he's hooking up an aggressive opening lap. Down to the final apex, nice tidy exit, no oversteer. We're looking for 21s at the moment, it's a 22.1. Fear Pennant comes across with a 22. And it looks like a Razor has gone in hot there, only just ahead of Farron, so a 21.555 is our benchmark time for this session. Abramson currently with a 121.371 in previous qualifying, so that is still the time for pole. We'll have a look down the field. Can Swoyle improve on his second lap, or is this going to be an in lap for fresh tyres? Remember, we only have 10 minutes here, guys, so the timing of the clean laps is pretty essential if you're going to get the maximum out of the session. Still looking quite aggressive through the corkscrew here. Oh, and that and some more. It's 0.06. 600ths quicker at the moment. Is that enough to make him stay out, or is he gonna... He is. He's got some confidence here. Maybe some more time in the final sector. Just outside the top 3 in this session at the moment, as a Razor pits for new tyres. And a huge improvement there, Razor. Mixter is what I wanted to say. I'm calling you a Razor now, mate. I don't know if that's flattering or not, but there you go. So...
Yeah, I wish. Yeah, he still lost quite a lot of time wobbling the car, but I think he made it up in the third to last corner, where I think he missed the apex there the last hot lap that he did.
Yeah, good spot. Good spot. And it is a surprisingly tricky final sector where you can make or break the lap. It doesn't look like Farron is going quicker on this particular one. Here's Tornroth, currently behind his best time at the moment. Stiliga Dan, see if there's any improvement from the Media Pro Porsche. Tricky corner, this one up the hill, fast left-hander, a small brake and turn, but the main trick is not to hit the apex sausage curb. Notoriously difficult to master. And it doesn't look like an improvement for Stiliga Dan unless he has a flying final sector. It's an outlap at the moment for Silver Arrow. We've seen Grillschmeil in a few of the recent A lobbies. Coming onto the start-finish straight. Is he on for an improvement here? 1.2 seconds from pole at the moment, and it's a near identical lap for the Chevrolet. And Egerland is having, by the looks of it, taken to some new cars and manufacturers at the end of this season. It does mean he sacrifices his championship points to do it, but he's clearly got eyes on the next season ahead. Quite a slick looking Lexus RC there. He's only on the outlap at the moment. Where are we at with the leaders? So Eraser once again on the climb.
Oil putting down a pretty good time. Only, what is it?
Yeah, it's
500ths.
Exactly that. So the two Lamborghinis are setting the pace at the moment. Well spotted there. We missed Swoyle going for a third flying lap in a row, if I'm not mistaken. So not letting tyre wear impede his progress.
Razor here improving on his what do you call it? A provisional pole time.
Exactly that. Yeah, and it can only be a messy last sector that's going to stop him improving, so that will put the pressure back onto Swoyle, who
looks clean. He should be able to improve here just a little bit.
And he does, yeah, 600th of a second, which takes him just over a tenth away. Now, none of these drivers have yet beaten the time of Abramson, which is a 121.3. The next qualified driver is Lassazaja with a 121.6. So these guys are looking at the front row at the moment, but they are not going to be outright pole position. No progress being made by those drivers there. That's an improvement for T5, who's taken P2 away from Swoyle. This is incredibly close. Barely a tenth between any of the top three at the moment. Great time there. Starting to show what the Aston might be capable of here. Swoyle still on the outlap. Maybe we can join him for his next flying lap.
This is the last shot for Swoyle. 8.5 minutes, only a 10-minute qualifier, so...
Yeah, in fact, he's going to be right on the cusp of getting 2 laps, isn't he? It's going to be numbers literally down to the seconds, so it's all on this lap for Swoyle. Let's go on board the Lamborghini. Hitting the brakes around the 100 there. It's a double apex. Important to keep it tight because you want the good exit out here into the first right-hander. Tricky to meet that apex. The corner does feel off-cambered. Only a lift by the looks of it. It doesn't look like the first sector's an improvement at the moment.
It's not really that far behind.
Look at the oversteer. Squares it up nicely up the hill. Here's the infamous flick left, charges up the hill, and then it's picking your braking spot on a blind apex here. Throws it down the corkscrew, plenty of oversteer, but keeps that under control, so it's going to be one more lap or bust here for Swoyle. Let's just track to see if he's going to make the cut.
He has 15 seconds.
I'm wondering if he's going to be timed out. It's 10 seconds to the line and he knows it. He's pushing.
Yeah, he's going to be able to make another lap.
He's made it by 2 seconds. So, and he does improve. So there is a lot of time left in that lap if Swoyle can match his former pace.
Yeah, he's pushing. He dodged it by like what, a second and a half? See for
so nearly nothing in it in the first sector, yeah. But as we saw before, that there might be enough in the mid sector if he can get it hooked up. Farron currently in 4th, another Aston Martin Talisman team member running well. Fearpennon puts another Aston Martin into 5th. Oh, and it goes wide. It's all or nothing for Swoyle. Well, he gave it the shot. Egerlanders is complete. So is Farron. Is there anyone left on an outlap?
Oh, that should be everyone.
Well, there's your session, guys. And once again, consistently, we've seen a Razor leading the way. However, our pole man should be Abramson. And looking at the times in the field, let's bring up those standings. So we filter all the way down to a 122.7. That's actually quite a difference between cars in the field. And when I look at the existing qualifiers, which I'll post in chat for everybody again if you weren't here before.
Well, had the fastest sector in the Sector 3, the last one.
He did, so all he really needed was a Sector 1 and 2 that matched his former lap, and he'd have been onto something there, I think. Literally half a tenth there behind T5 Black, who'll be quite happily sandwiching the Hurricanes there. The RCF running well, the Lexus, that's showing good pace here, and then the 3 911s, we do see them running together quite a lot in recent races, so expect a good hearty battle between those three. And then Schlaffen and Grillschmal round out the session. Hellfire, good evening. Thank you very much. It's been a good season, a really good season. Thank you for your feedback. Hope you enjoyed tonight. Are you racing or spectating tonight? So I'm going to switch over to my PC screen here, which Mixter won't be able to see immediately, but for the benefit of you guys on the stream.
Well, I do have quite great internet now, so I can watch the stream and also watch from Discord.
And there you have the current standings before tonight, and it is a Razor who stands at the top of the table with 1,059 points to the good. The next driver is Abramson, our pole man tonight, with 928. Now it is quite a stretch for Abramson to make that ground on a Razor, because even if one driver finishes first and the other driver finishes last, the difference is about 110 points, which wouldn't quite be enough. Plus these guys are running a best 7 results system, so this race may not change everything in one. But with that in mind, Abramson's second, T5 Black in third, a handful of points behind. And then look out for Fiorepennen and Chio, who are all in the 800s. They have still got positions to fight for today, as with Swoil and Erdin. So anything could change among those top 6 or 7 drivers tonight. Battles further down the grid, I'm sure. Well in power, good evening. Silver Arrow, welcome, good luck if you're driving tonight, guys. We've seen some of you out on track already, I know that. Anakin, what a bunch of legends coming in the chat right now. Hello everyone. Hello Speed, good evening. T5, look at all the thanks. We've got some SRL chat spam coming in here, but of the good kinds. And a huge hype to
a lot of SRL
drivers
in the chat tonight.
They're here, the hype train. I sense the charge. We have got an absolute barnstorm of Swedish Racing League members flying in with the thanks. If I had any doubts about next season, these guys are going to try and make sure I'm involved to the last. So thank you very much, guys. It's good to see you. Hyperio with a gift sub as well to Swoil. Thank you, Bunny. Always bringing the good vibes in here. I know that. Oh boy. You lot are crazy. We'll bring you the race in a moment, guys. What a bunch of legends. Did you get the sub noise, guys? For me, it hasn't triggered, so I don't know what Twitch is doing. But Hyperio, huge credit. Hey, Eraser, what's up? What's up, everybody? We have got half of the Swedish Racing League raiding this channel right now. Look at them go! Look at you guys! You guys. I can't keep up. I'm gonna have to go back. This is like getting a batch of Christmas cards, guys. You're all legends in your own right. You've just boosted the stream up to 30 viewers. Thank you so much, guys. If you want to leave the stream running, mute it though. Mute it. Good grief. I already jinxed you by talking about you in the stream, but there it is. The gift sub. Another gift sub. I take it all back. Well, now they're firing. Thank you so much again. Can we get some hypes for Mixter as well in here, please?
Frank, can you still hear me?
I
Because
can
can't
now.
hear you.
Oh, can you hear me? Guys, we've broken Mixter's feed. Mixter, is that working? Hyperion's gifted again! Is that working for you, Mixter? What's Mixter done? I think he's moved his audio somewhere else. We've broken it, guys. We've actually broken the stream. We've lost Mixter somehow. At least he can see the chat. I'm going to put a message in here for Mixter. It wouldn't be right without the technical difficulties. Guys, thanks so much. Look at you all coming in. Fearpennon, T5's here, Anakin, Terwin, Bjorison, Groper. I can't keep up with the list. Oh my goodness, guys. The gift subs for Anakin, for Mixtermaker. Yes, you got there before I did, Hyperio. That was my gift to him in the future, but thank you so much. Stilligadan, Egerlanders, Janssen, Groper, I've said. Tolson, Bornhole, Legends, Naxate as well. You guys.
FrankLucid going quite slowly here.
Whoa.
FrankLucid,
Hello?
what a plum you are. Big thanks for season 16 of Swedish Racing League. SRL sending you some love.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, guys. Swoil, are you serious, dude? Oh my goodness, Swoil has just donated. Whoa, hang on a moment. Hang on a moment, I gotta step back here. Mixter, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hey, it's working again. Thank you,
Okay,
dudes.
cool,
Well done,
because,
well done.
Discord just
Oh
you know,
my... What?
took the exit lane and
Hang on,
crashed and-
I'm gonna fix up a cat. Yeah, alright, alright. Alright guys, I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it. Hang on. I am not ready for this. We just had a huge donation. Oh wow. Hey, and also I've got to go and give Mixter some kudos here. Let me get this camera running a second, guys. We've still got 10 minutes before the race, so I can do this quickly. Oh my goodness, I'll re-trigger that for everyone because that was confusing as hell. Okay. Are we online? Let's find out.
Yeah, I watched the stream and it looks fine.
Fist bumps.
I don't have a webcam, but I'm doing it.
I don't know what to say, guys. This is insane. I'm going to re-trigger this for anyone who doesn't know what's going on right now.
FrankLucid going quite slowly here.
FrankLucid, what a plum you are. Big thanks for season 16 of Swedish Racing League. SRL sending
Did
you
you like
some
the
love.
surprise?
Holy wow. Oh my goodness. Surely I've got to give something to Mixter. Come on.
I think Hyperio gave me a sub, so I'm fine.
Alright, dude. Well, I'll give you something as well because you're a big part of this too, man. And thank you so much, SRL. They've just sent 155. I don't know what the Swedish currency puts it as, but for us, that's 155 like quid, guys. That's going to change my racing wheel immediately. That's going to go straight towards a different wheel for my racing in ACC and GT. So, fist bump part 2. I've got to hold it together here, guys. I've got a commentary job to do, but really, I'm a little bit shaky right now. So, I love you guys. Yeah, 155.83. Thank you. I'm saying I don't know what the Swedish translation is for that, but 1800 Swedish crowns. All the love in the chat, man. Thank you so much. Can we just, like, you know, switch it all off now and go party? Yeah, that's what you're saying, right? Round of drinks. And big Mixter hype for being there every step of the way so far.
I'm just here along for the ride.
Dude.
I'm not the one with the cool equipment and the microphone and like the pop filter and stuff. I'm just...
Nah, but you have the insight and you know when to tell me when I've got it wrong, which is quite useful from time to time. We're going to reset this game, guys. I've got to come back to this stream and look at all the names. This is proper SRL spam right now, and the best kind. You guys have flooded the room. Come on, let's make this a big one tonight, guys. Let's make this a big one. Let me see if I've got something to smash a tune on for a minute. Yeah, I think I do. I think I do. I'm just going to up the tone for a minute. We've got to wait 5 minutes for a race, guys. Good luck, everyone who's driving tonight. We're going to be watching as always. We're going to commentate. We're going to have a good time here. Go prep for your races. Stop messing about in my channel. But, you know, leave it on and mute it, yeah? Let's boost this thing tonight. I'm just going to change the audio. So if you're listening for a minute, I want to play this for a moment. I'm going to leave the camera. You're amazing. Get out. Get out. Go away. Go away. I've got a job to do now. So a big thank you to the regulars, to the mods, to subscribers, to followers, to gift subbers. You're all doing a staggering job of helping us continue as a channel. Credit to the SRL, you made the racing a pleasure to watch week in, week out. And in about 3 minutes time, we're going to enjoy the final race of this season 15.
I can't believe it's been 15 seasons.
I know, dude. Let me calm the rave down because I am smashing 15 seasons in. That is some series. And a credit to you guys for how well you run it as well.
And that's only Group 3 as well. We had, I think it was a couple of seasons, 2 or 3, where we raced Group 2 as well on Thursdays. But that became a bit too much. So we stepped it down a notch.
Well, I don't know, there's something to be said about limiting something so that it's the best it can be, right? That's a tough balance.
Yeah.
Alright, let's bring everyone back on track. I know you've had to wait there patiently. Thank you for doing so, guys. And perfect timing with the song there. I couldn't have timed that better. Right, we are back on course at Laguna Seca. The weather has just got a little bit grey and cloudy compared to that California sun we had before. We have just been taken over by the SRL crew.
You think? I just saw a bunch of SRL guys just jumping in and commentating like, thanks for season 5, Frank, 15 Frank, and like T5, Hyperia, Turvin, Tabe,
I was
Silver
just
Arrow,
staring at chat like,
Giska.
hang on.
I was like, oh, Eraser. And he hinted, Eraser, hype training coming.
These guys are nuts. And thank you again to the SRL to Swoil for that huge donation. That's like, I don't know. I can't even use the words, but
I feel a bit like a cheapskate because he texted me 8 minutes to qualifying before, and he was like, we in SRL are gonna gift some cash to Frank today, so don't tell him anything. And I was like, all right. And I had no idea because I hadn't read the administration chat. So I feel like a cheapskate. It's like, what? What's going on?
You're not a cheapskate, but I can call you that for the remainder of the stream if you know, well, it won't make you feel better, so I probably won't. But you did well to keep quiet there, dude. You were just chilling in the background there.
Yeah, I'm quite good at keeping secrets. I just, you know, I looked at the text and I was like, yeah, okay. And then I just, you know, put it somewhere back into my mind and just, you know, pretend that nothing's changed. Nothing happened. I didn't read that.
Well, I think everyone heard my sudden silence as I was trying to process everything that was happening at that moment. Evening, Vikstrom. What's up, dude? Vikstrom is legendarily made a livery as well in GT, which has got the branding and the Twitch channel on it. I will share that with you guys in one of these streams. In fact, Vikstrom, if you share it in your game, I can probably go find it after the race. If you want to do a share on that. It's up to you, bud. Up to you. And Ian, welcome. Good evening. Good race to you tonight. SRL Swoil T, SR Swoil, don't worry, mate. I've got it more wrong than that before. I usually don't call him Swoil, which seems to be my big commentary glitch, but we'll get there. So it's 1 hour tonight. Nothing new in the format. The front 8 cars will be on medium tyres. The remaining drivers can choose a softer compound to start on, and many of them will do, if previous races are anything to judge. You're here tonight with Mixtermaker and myself, FrankLucid. We are hosting the final race of the season. I can do a quick rundown of who's carrying ballast tonight. SSGr3, Firapennen, Abramson, Erdin, Chio, Eraser, Swoil and T5 will all be on 4%, so pretty much half of the grid are carrying a weight penalty of some kind. And then if they're in here tonight, Egerlanders with 3%, Stilliger down with 2%, Silver Arrow with 1%, which could be a big thing here actually. There's the middle sector, which is the climb that we're seeing now all the way up the hill to the corkscrew. That's going to rely on momentum, power, and a weight ballast is not going to aid your progression up that hill in the slightest, nor is it going to make the car want to turn in there. One alternative is Stilliger Dan's line, which involves cutting the apex and then rally crossing on the exit. Looks quick to me. No race tonight on SOP. Okay, buds. I didn't realise that. Well, enjoy tonight if you're here. Very welcome in. So go on then. I'll put you on the spot tonight, Mixter. I can't offer you a gift sub because Hyperio has slammed it down there for you already. But
yeah, he jumped the start line on you there.
Yeah, he was way ahead, mate. I was still in the pit lane while that was going on.
Yeah, I was looking at the chat and I was like, what is that? I don't understand Twitch. It's like it said something about press, thanks and yada yada yada. And I was like, yeah, sure, I pressed that, and then what I do.
Well, we're already starting, guys. We can barely track the progress of tonight, but we're going to be watching pretty closely now. It's Abramson and Eraser who are going to take us straight off the line here tonight. It's some camera angle to have, but we're going to wait. And it looks like straight off the line with the grid start. And it's going to be the rush down to turn 1. 1 hour of racing starts here. 46 racing laps. And the Lamborghini of Eraser looks secure, but it's Swoil, I think, pushing into second already. Abramson now on the outside. Not the ideal start for the Aston driver. There's a Talisman driver getting loose further back. Chio, I believe. And a Chevrolet.
And a Porsche.
Oh, it's all kicked off already. Laguna Seca takes no prisoners. And we'll go back to the replay for you there. Try and unpick what was going on. Meanwhile, Eraser already gunning in the left-hander up towards the hill climb now. His teammate Swoil close behind. Abramson looks aggressive. He's going to want to regain that front row start. It wasn't a great angle to see it, but I think Abramson with his first pole position there. So now he's got a lot of fighting to do as Firapennen makes a very tricky move work into the corkscrew. Oh! How about that, Mixer, for some aggressive overtaking for lap 1?
It's only the first lap and they're going, full out here.
Looks like 2 cars are getting strung out further back. That is Tolson and Tornroth, teammate Porsches there. Not sure quite what occurred, but I think the bunching of the group does get tricky if you're at the back of the field at that part of the circuit. Not too much damage done, but that has strung those 2 Porsche drivers. A little off the battle pack here, which is headed by Eraser. We're looking at Firapennen in 72 car. And Abramson now. Looks like he does have the pace to run. He's just not had the perfect start here. Strong showing from Egerlanders. Love that angle into the right-hander under the bridge. Really fast double right here. Maximise that exit, but don't want to be getting a wheel on the gravel. May use this moment just to look back at the start if there's no more drama to be had. Let's just wait for this run up to the corkscrew because there's a very lively necklace of Egerlanders. He's inside Abramson, so Abramson loses another position. And the loss of momentum may put him under pressure from T5 behind in the Aston Martin. Black and green car there. Patient work there from T5. Doesn't pressure the move. He's under pressure himself from SSGr3 in the yellow Corvette there. Wow, we're already at the end of lap 2. It's a rapid lap here at Laguna Seca as both Astons get loose. Is there a late move into the final corner? T5 trying to get it stopped, I think, more than anything. And his teammate Chio joins the back of the bunch, which is headed by Swoil. Swoil has lost a little momentum himself here and is under pressure. He's lost a move. Sorry, lost a position to Fearpennen. And now finds himself getting mugged on the inside by both the Lexus of Egerlanders and maybe Abramson, as Swoil gets very sideways.
But Swoil really does know how to drive that Lamborghini sideways, so somebody tapping his rear end a little bit, he's just gonna slide it out. Really good car control. Yeah,
absolutely. Kept calm under pressure. He won't be chuffed to have lost second position, but damage limitation there. There's another off. There's another major off there. I think we have lost.
And another off. Egglander's going wide there.
I'm going to have to save a replay, guys, and we'll lose that one at the start, unfortunately, but difficult to know where to look first because Egerlanders is now under pressure from Swoil. Abramson's still there. I think T5 Black lost some time in all that as well. Thanks for the follow, Pazzo. Welcome. You're watching the Swedish Racing League, which really is on fire in these opening laps. Swoil in third, Lassazaja fourth, tracked by Abramson, Chio, T5. They're all bunched together at this point. And this is a big opportunity into turn one in the braking zone. And it looks like Chio is going to make the move on Abramson. Chio having quite mixed fortunes this race already, but recovering really well into turn one there. And it is a train of cars that follow. There's nothing to separate these guys at the moment.
Yeah, Swoil really needs to step on it to try and break away from this pack and catch up to Fearpennen, who's pulled a massive lead over him right now.
Yeah, so Fearpennen and Razor look like they're breaking loose, and at this circuit that's exactly what you want because it's a tricky place to be bunched up like these guys are under each other's rear wing. No visibility and very tricky braking zones to get right. So all the while these guys battling hard into the corkscrew, keeping it nice and tidy at the moment. Abramson,
we had a Corvette there moving past a Porsche. I wonder who it was.
Go further back because that looks like Erdin making ground.
Yeah,
possibly there if it was a yellow Corvette you saw.
Yeah, he made a pass. He passed Björn Olsen there into the corkscrew.
Now Farron at the moment looks further back. I'm just going to run a replay very quickly. Hopefully we don't miss too much, but I'd like to know which of the Astons got... I think it might have been Farron here. Let's look at the replay. Going up the hill the previous lap, and it was just a wheel down, and luckily doesn't take the Porsche with him. So that was the big off we saw in the background, but luckily only impacts his own race really there. I think the Porsche would have been relatively unscathed, but not great for Farron, who's now got some work to do to get back up to the front of the field, where Eraser currently leads by 2.1 seconds. Lamborghini looking strong at the moment. This is our championship leader, and I think he's keen to cement it in a big way tonight.
But it's still 41 laps, 40 and a half laps to go, so a lot can happen.
Yeah, and as Maureen Walker would have said, it usually does. We've got Fearpennen 1.9 seconds now. This is the chasing car in P2, and looking like that Aston has its strengths here and is able to pin the Lamborghini down.
And Egglanders has 1% less success ballast compared to Eraser and also Swoil. So a bit lighter car.
Yeah, that could be one to watch. And Tolson has just left the room. That's what I was watching there. We've lost Tolson, who I think was one of the drivers who suffered early on. That will hand some more points down to the B lobby because the points run all the way through the series. So that could still change a lot of drivers' races in the B lobby. Lassazaja has made good ground here. We didn't see all the moves he's made, but I'm just wondering if
Swoil is down to 5th.
Yeah, so Swoyle really struggling for pace here. Doesn't look like he's made the stop because he's on the medium tyres. We didn't see the moment that lost him second, but I do remember distinctly at this circuit that if you get those tyres overheated and sideways, it can really kill them off for a stint. The grip level here is quite hard to manage at the best of times. Behind Swoyle is Abramson, who also has found himself losing positions from the start, but
yeah, Swoyle dodges into the pit lane. He doesn't want to run the mediums anymore.
no, clearly struggling a little bit there with the Lamborghini. It looks like Abramson's prepared to stay out longer, as is the majority of the field at the moment. There was a good point by Anakin in chat. Changing tyres 15 seconds is at this track. Need to save tyres to avoid an extra pit. Yeah, so strategically that could be a huge part of this race. It is a long old pit exit as well, so you don't just get to jump in and out quickly like you might at other circuits here, as it looks like Erdin, who has been making great ground so far. We saw him passing the Porsche before, but he's already found himself in 6th position. I'm wondering if there's a couple of pit stops. T5 is now further back.
What tires is he driving in that Corvette?
Yeah, let's check. So Erdin running softs at the moment. Sorry, that's Bornhall. We've had a little flick in the positions there.
Bornhall is in the A lobby.
Yeah, and Bornhall running really well at the moment as well. Yeah. In fact, I don't remember the last time we saw Bornhall in, I think it was very early this season, but great battle here developing between Erdin in the Chevrolet and Abramson ahead in the carbon-coloured Aston Martin. And a great exit by the looks of it. Erdin could really have an opportunity now, looking right, which is the outside line into turn 1. Early defence then from Abramson, but it looks like a cutback. Not quite the momentum under braking, but that's deep from Abramson, which invites the Corvette inside. The 19 car is going to be pushed out wide here for the right-hander, so he needs to regather his pace. Bornhall and Steliga Dan trying not to collect each other in the Media Pro team cars. What a great start to this race.
Yeah, it's a lot of things happening at once, so it's hard to know where to look exactly.
T5 has put in a fastest lap of a 1:21.0. That to me makes me wonder if he's doing an aggressive super soft stint early on. We'll go and check that for you, but we need to keep an eye here because the real fight is on for position 4 as Abramson once again gets that Aston Martin parked on the apex. Nowhere for Erdin to go at this point. Let's see the view from the Chevrolet driver. Huge lunge there. What a brave late move there from Erdin, and I think a fairly compliant Abramson there allows him the space to make it happen. It takes 2 cars for a move like that to work, and it looks like, I'll try and get you the replay of that in a moment, it's job done for Erdin if he can hold the apex. Now can Abramson hold off the charge of Bornhall, who looks really strong here? I can say from experience that I've had a great time in the Porsche at this circuit. I really think it hooks up well here, so I think these cars are one to watch as the race goes on, especially being a little kinder on their tyres as well at this circuit. Let's go back quickly and see if we can watch that move from the camera. So Abramson just with a bit less momentum. The move didn't look like it was there, and I think Erdin just forced the issue. And patiently Abramson looks for the cutback, but by that time Corvette has got the move covered, and here we go. I'm only just back in time as Abramson's off. Abramson, whether it was contact with the Porsche behind, maybe Steliga Dan and him coming together there, we'll have to use the replay to see exactly how that came together, but Bornhall looked like he already had the move done in the clear there, Mixter, I think.
Yeah, Bornhall was already past him, and then he had contact with Steliga Dan. I don't know if he ended up coming into contact or
We've got the view here from Stiliga himself. Tiny touch under braking. Abramson. Oh, there was. Yeah, there was. And I think Stiliga waiting. Yeah. And letting Abramson carry on with the race. So not ideal for both drivers. Neither would have wanted that. But as we've said before, oh, that sausage curb nearly giving Stiliga something extra to think about there. That braking zone, there really is no margin for error there because of the incredibly slow apex speed. So these two now in 7th and 8th. A less than ideal run for Abramson. And Abramson has a championship position to fight for here. He is formally in 2nd before this race in the championship. And with the cars ahead being Chio, Swirl is further back, having pitted, I believe. But some of his rivals, if they can run clean, this could change the shape of the standings. Let's look ahead because Firapennen is now the lead car, so that looked like a pit stop from Eraser. He's not.
Yeah, Eraser pitted at just 1 lap ago, lap 9.
Ah, beautiful. Yeah, thanks for that. So that gives Firapennen a clean run. I think he is still on the medium tyres.
Chio is on super softs.
So a super aggressive strat here from Chio. But look how much they've worn already. So very destructive to tyres tonight. Good evening, thanks for the follow. Isabel, thank you. Cheering on our Swoil here. Swoil with a huge donation to the stream tonight. Thank you to the SRL for being a part of that. It's really appreciated. Thanks for the support, and we're glad to be putting the SRL in a good light as much as we can here. So let's go and look at Razor is now down in 11th. Somehow has some clean air. I don't know quite how he manages to stink his stops up so nicely, but he and Swoil, having pitted, are going to be on a charge now, and I think both drivers on soft tyres. Yeah. After the pit stop.
That's quite interesting. Swoil pitting and then managing to catch up those seconds because Swoil was quite far behind, but did Eraser fuel more?
Yeah, it's worth a look actually. Let's go back again to quite low fuel for Swoil at this point. Yeah, Eraser maybe with a few seconds more fuel, but it's not
much.
It's not huge. So did Eraser have a clumsy in-lap or a moment on the out-lap through traffic? We can only speculate. Unfortunately, not having seen that, we can only guess. As Firapennen is under huge pressure now. Chio's tyres are not going to last a number of laps longer, but he knows he needs to get the move done. Is Firapennen defending? He squeezes Chio to the apex, but makes sure he gets the exit. Now Chio's on the inside. 2x2 here is tricky at the best of times. Lovely work. Firapennen, I think, realising that's a battle for later in the race. He's currently on those older medium tyres, and I think here trying to make the most of them to give himself the most aggressive stints later in the race, and staying out of trouble, staying out of traffic by not pitting as well. So we'll wait to see when he boxes. This is Erdin down in 3rd at the moment. His starting tyres really showing some age now, so maybe expecting a pit stop from him. And Burison, who I assume hasn't stopped as well, although his tyres, look at the contrast here in tyres between the Chevrolet of Erdin and Burison. If Burison hasn't stopped, this Porsche really is onto something at Laguna Seca, I tell you. Because that is a remarkable difference between the two drivers.
If that's the first set of tires, he's really massaging them gently.
Yeah, and this could mean a huge track position gain if he's able to keep it tidy on track. Tornroth looking like he's out on his first stint. The Lexus of Egerlanders just gets loose. A wheel on the gravel there, but no harm that I could see. His Bornhard, we saw him make the move on Abramson earlier on. He is surviving on those soft tyres. I am really surprised to see Burison's tyres so fresh at the moment and be that high up the field. Either way, he's really looked after that car as T5 Black here in P8, the Aston Martin, putting pressure on Egerlanders, and we didn't check his tyres, but it is the super softs. This man was the fastest car on track after his pit stop with those tyres, so looking to make a move as behind him it's a Razor, our race leader before. He's getting bottled up in all this and will be wanting to make a move as it's Swoyle getting it all kinds of sideways in the background there in the sister Repsol Lamborghini and sideways on the pit straight. T5 still pushing, still looking for the move. Is Egerlanders going to leave the door open? He does. And T5 can't get it stopped.
And he overshoots.
He does. There's contact between the two. Now T5 is wide. He wants to keep it straight. There is no grip out there, and he somehow makes that Aston Martin settle down.
Racer looked to find an opportunity to pass maybe one or even both of them, but he cautiously backed out of it.
There's a yellow flag, and I'm thinking it's Chio.
Right,
I've just seen Chio drop off the standings. I've got a replay ready for you guys here, and I think it is. Chio is losing space after space. He's now down in 9th. Let's go and find out what happened here, guys. So it's coming into the left-hander up the hill. These two I could see were battling again, so Firapenin was still up for the fight here, and I think it's wide.
Yeah, he goes wide.
Oh, and what a dodge. Firapenin could see very, very clearly what was happening there, and unfortunately Chio, from being a lead car, is now back in 10th with it all to do again. That might not be the last time we see a car caught out there on that exit, because you're really getting your foot down there, Mixter. It's not like a half acceleration zone.
Yeah, and also it's uphill.
Yes.
So you really want to keep, high momentum in that corner.
Exactly, and you don't want to be backing out at that moment, as you say, because your whole half a lap is going to be damaged by it. This gives Burison a clear run in second at the moment, and, well, some tyre skills going on here because he looks like he's got a few laps left in that car. Staying out of trouble as well, a Razor we were watching before, he appears to have cleared Egerlanders as well. He's on the chase to T5 at the moment. So a nice battle developing here. I'm wondering...
It's all going wide there in the background. Also getting caught out on that turn.
Oh, wow, he's getting sideways in all kinds of places at the moment. Quick replay there, well spotted, thanks Mixter. You're absolutely right, we've got loads of you in here tonight. I hope you're enjoying the show so far, and fair play to the rallycross style exit. Keeps it straight and narrow, which keeps his race alive. We move back ahead to teammate Eraser, who gets sideways again. That Lamborghini really punishing the rear tyres. Swoyle has pitted. Maybe at the limit of what those tyres have to offer once again. So Firapenin, I'm thinking, still out on those mediums, really playing the long game here. We're 16 of 46 laps in, so I can say it's about a third distance, crudely a third distance here, but yeah, really showing two different strategies in this race. We've got Firapenin, Burison, and I think Tornroth all managing to make the opening stint last as long as they physically can. Then you've got the T5 Eraser battle behind, who have pitted and are on a softer compound now, but T5 is going to soon have to box again. So by staying out in front, effectively these three drivers in the top three have given themselves a huge leap on the grid. This could be a major impact on the results and give T5 and Eraser a real battle on their hands to recover the lead that they started with. Well, Eraser especially being our front row starter. The Tornroth first to pit of those lead three. That's going to bring T5 back up. And I wanted to look at the fuel level of Eraser here to see if T5 and him, so Eraser does have a bit more fuel to go. which may yet cycle him ahead of T5 in the pit stops. So it's all to play out at the moment. We've got a great chain of cars further back here. It's a Farron in clean air, but it's Lasazarja, Stiligadan and Erdin in the thick of it, down in the battle for 7th position at the moment. Nice and tight line there from Stiligadan. That Porsche really does huck up well on those apexes. And they are going to go side by side here. Lasazarja does hold the inside. Stiligadan waiting patiently. Both run it up to the exit, staying away from that curb at the moment, so no risks taken at this stage in the race. Quite a shift in the car's balance over that left-hander as they crest up to the corkscrew, and it is down the inside here for Stiligadan. Line the move up beautifully, but Lasazarja holds it together.
He's not giving up.
2 by 2 through the corkscrew, guys. How about it? And
Barely misses the sausage curb there.
yeah, which is going to destabilise the car in a big way. And as a result, Lasazarja calling that the end of the battle. And every car seems to be in the pit at the moment. I'm going to try and get you a replay of what just happened there. Erdin is still out on track. He's going to move up to 4th. And Stiligadan stays out, cycling up to 3rd. Now, these guys staying out a little longer. Let's go back to that. It was a beautiful move, actually. If we focus on Stiligadan, lined up the run, this move was building really from the first sector. Gets it nicely stopped, but look at Lasazarja just decides to sneak that Chevrolet. Racing room given by both cars, and as Mixter says, ooh,
That's close.
that could have been 2 cars in the kitty litter there, couldn't it? Good precision there from all the guys. Keeping
Another
the
inch
race.
or 2 and that would have sent both cars.
Oh my goodness. And it's a long way to go off there. The gravel traps are never ending at that part of the track. So this leaves Stiligadan under pressure now from Erdin, who does seem to have picked up quite a lot of pace. As Stiligadan loses momentum out of the corkscrew, and once again we've got a fight through here. They're side by side. 2 laps running we've seen this. And fair play, Stiligadan's managed to defend that there. Unlikely odds. I really thought Erdin had that one secure. And the battle's going to continue. Bornhau now, and his sister Porsche, is only 1.3 seconds away from this battle. And the more these guys fight, the more this could be a 3-car fight, as Erdin makes the call late and once again gets that Chevrolet parked on the inside. We've seen him do it all season long. Wondering if he's on an aggressive compound here. He is on the super softs. Meanwhile, Stiligadan hanging on really well on the soft tyres in the battle for grip here. You've got to say that's some pretty competent driving considering the grip offered by the super soft tyres ahead. Yeah, you feel like they're all on the limit here, Speed. It's they can't really afford. Sorry, Mixter, go on.
Racer is up to 2nd now, so how close is he to Virpinen, who's pitting?
Well, perfect call there, because Virpinen has just pit, yeah, and we're already on the start-finish straight, so let's have a comparison here. It looked like 4 seconds was the gap, but maybe Virpinen had already...
And a 15-second pit stop, so that's going to put Eraser about 10 seconds ahead. So how well did Virpinen's pit stop strategy pan out, really?
Yeah.
Staying up for that, that long on the mediums.
Because the undercut really taking shape now, and by the looks of it, I'm looking for Virpinen on exit here. I mean, has the game lost track of him? He's still in the pits. Oh, he's got nearly a full tank.
Yeah.
Virpinen,
He's going for a long haul.
yeah, he's going to take this right down. He could justifiably run the race on that fuel. He may still box for tyres, but where is Virpinen? P11 right now, so he is out. The risk, though, is look at the fight ahead. He's got Abramson, Egerlanders, and Co. And what tyres? It looked like softs. It is softs with nearly a full tank of fuel. So is Virpinen...
Is he one-stopping this race?
I'm just
That's
wondering.
going to be interesting.
first time really this season we've seen a major play in strategy like that. If it is a Razor we know on as a more aggressive strategy, he is going to have to stop though very soon. So whilst that looks like a huge advantage, a short stop for a Razor could still bring these drivers neck and neck on track. This is fascinating, guys. If you've got a prediction in chat, let me know, because I'm as clueless as you are as to how this is going to work out between them. Erdin finds himself in second with all the pit stops. Those super softs are running well at the moment, and the benefit here goes to SSGr3, who in the slipstream of the Chevrolet on soft tyres is just hooking that Porsche up lap after lap. Let's go on board with the Porsche for a change here. Good evening, guys. Welcome in chat. We've got loads of people in here tonight. I want to thank the SRL drivers who all stormed in at once before tonight's race as a thank you for season 15. Huge credit to you guys. You're making for an awesome broadcast every week. Good evening, Eric. Welcome to the stream, and welcome everyone who's joined since we started broadcasting. This is the final race of season 15. We're at Laguna Seca, and we've got just over half a race to go, and quite a lot of action left in this one because these guys are neck and neck. SSGr3 not giving a break to Erdin. He did just get loose at the corkscrew there. There's a lack of momentum, and look at the difference. There's half a second pulled out all of a sudden, but again that Porsche winds the car straight back in, and Erdin feeling the need to defend now. So relentless fighting going on here. I'm just going to stay with the battle in case SSGr3 has he got the momentum on the straight. That's a powerful car ahead, but the Porsche is looking good here. West, how you doing, bud? We've missed seeing you in the stream for sure. I hope you're well. He's cheering on the Media Pro drivers. That is this man, SSGr3. That is also Bornhall in P5 at the moment, who's fighting neck and neck with T5, and looks like he's got T5 at the moment. That Aston Martin having to run really wide, getting a wheel loose. And it looks like Bornhall's made it stick. The Porsches are on a mission here. The media...
Really nice move there from Bornhall.
Yeah, glad we caught that actually. That was a stroke of luck because 2x2 through there takes some pretty trusty driving between the two of them, as Tornroth now looking like he's got a run. Keep an eye on Bjornsson behind. He was running strongly earlier, finally having made his pit stop, but up to P7. I really can't predict how this is going to turn out. Swoyle still battling down in 8th after he got a little bit sideways and off the road. A Razor pits. This could be a big moment here. Change his tyres. We'll wait to see what compound he's going to fire out on. He needs to fuel first, so we'll go back on track. Erdin promoted to leader, but he'll be due a pit stop before too long, I would assume. Well, in fact, it's going to be down to tyres more than fuel for him. And T5 looks like he's already fighting back on Bornhall. We'll get the replay there to see if we can catch that. And the 3-car fight, which is now for 3rd position, continues. And Bornhall getting it very loose into the 2nd apex there and recovers it very well. Let's go back and see if we can see the move from T5. No, he got it done. He hadn't.
Still behind.
You're right, it was on the exit.
Bornhall went wide.
And gifted T5 a run there, but T5 still had to go around the outside here. A little bit of contact, but you've got to say quite respectful driving there from Bornhall not to chuck it down the inside after he must have been a little frustrated from his exit there, having done all the hard work to get ahead of the Aston Martin. So that brings us into a 3 Porsche fight. We'll go and view that from Swoyle for a moment in the Lamborghini. It's Bjornsson, Tornroth, T5 ahead. A Razor has come out in 9th, and importantly, a Razor's out behind Firapennen right now. So Firapennen has managed, by staying out, to make a jump, and he knows very well that the car behind him is a Razor, and look at the urgency on Firapenin here. The problem for Firapenin is he's fighting with Swoil, teammate to a Razor, and Swoil doing what he can to impede Firapenin, but that is a bold move around the outside. Superb work there from the Aston Martin driver. I'll go and get you that quickly on board just to see how he made that stick. Wes tells me it's a fight for the quickest admin. Sorry, Mixter, go on.
You can see Firapenin there braking a little bit too late and going a little bit too wide, but also Swoil, I'm not too sure how his tires are. He braked really early and hugged the inside line as well.
Yeah, let's go and check Swoil's tyres. Yeah, you're right. And not only that, he's going to be due a pit stop again soon, as that car literally trying to send itself at this point. Swoil, I think, is just having a handbrake turn moment here. He's having a great time. And clears the road there for a Razor yet, because he needs to bin those tyres off as quickly as he can. It looks like he's enjoying the race, no less. Erdin is really pushing the super soft tyres long and deep into a stint here. T5 in clean air now. That break he got, and Bjorsen has found himself further back. He's no longer in the heat of the battle. Sorry, not Bjorsen. It was the Porsche driver. Maybe it's pit stops. Maybe we just missed a pit stop here. Let me try and find what's going on. Bornhall is in the pits. So sorry for any confusion. That is Bornhall checking out for the moment. So this has brought Tornroth through into third at the moment, and he, being on a longer pit stop strategy, may have every right to be up here for some track position. Firapenin's going to be on the chase, showing really strong pace tonight. He's got the attention of Bjorsen, and a Razor will be doing his best to stay with Firapenin, but every car between the two of them is another shift in favour of Firapenin here. Let's watch on board that a Razor got a mirror full of Abramson, but Abramson has Egerlanders to contend with behind in the Lexus. Into the final corner, as close as he dares, hook up to that sausage curb. Many of those at this circuit, none of them you want to get too close to. And that Porsche ahead really showing pace once again, as that looks like Tornroth going deep in P3 there. That could put him under pressure from Firapenin, who are now on board with. Yeah,
but
really.
It looks like Swoil is going for a longer stint. He fueled quite a lot in his pit stop.
Yeah, Swoil may be seeing what other drivers are managing to do here. You've just got to hope that Lamborghini can keep it tidy and not be too sideways, because those tyres really are going to make him suffer. Firapenin creeping up to the back now of Tornroth. Tornroth will be very aware of the bright white Aston Martin. And there's a Razor.
You're awesome. Going up side by side, and
it looked like a Razor really left him very little to work with. He did get the move done.
oh, a bit of a tackle there.
Yeah, Egerlander's not hesitating to make the most of it. And look how much momentum is lost through a single manoeuvre like that. Bjorsen finds himself losing 2 positions, and maybe 3 if Abramson is able to hook up the final corner. Here you go. So he did defend, and Egerlander said, no you don't, mate. I'll go as off track as I dare, get some dirty tyres, and there was contact mid-apex, which quite lucky there for a Razor. It didn't pitch the Lamborghini round. And it looks like Bjorsen has settled in there. Going back to Tornroth here, who has 2 wheels on the dirt. He really is pushing at the moment. What's his body language going to be with Firapenin looming large? We'll go and look with the rear view cam here from Tornroth in third. Look at this train of cars on the radar. Nothing separating the lead group. I think that's first all the way down to about 8th or 7th at the moment. Meanwhile, T5, I'm not sure when this has happened, but T5 has taken the lead. I'm going to look ahead because Erdin, he hasn't made a stop either. Has there been a mistake? I don't know if we can see Oh, this could be it. So T5 really had made the ground, whether that was a mistake from Erlin or just outright track pace in T5, looking like a lot of pressure here, and that's a very unlikely move, and T5 forces that Aston Martin on the inside, but that leaves Erlin with the final corner, and then it's a power battle onto the start-finish straight, and I think the master of the outside line that is T5 this season has got it done. And we'll stay with the replay just to see how that first
really
turn.
nice block there.
Yeah,
Just
left it
defending
late.
that inside.
Masterful driving there. Tricky move to pull off though, eh, Mixter?
Yeah,
As we see.
and also so late also towards the corner.
Yeah, which is going to extend your braking distance as well, so you've really got to judge it well. And now it looks like there's a battle on between Eraser and Firapennen. We don't know when this has happened, but Firapennen, has he lost ground as well? And luckily, once again, the replays are spot on tonight. And Eraser looking like he just got a huge run on Firapennen, who I've got to say maybe dropped a wheel there for that move to begin, because he was looking like he had clear air. Maybe the pit stop of Tornroth also...
And it might be that Firapennen drives a heavier car due to the massive fuel load.
Well, that's a good point. If Eraser is going to stop again for fuel, and Firapennen isn't, as Mixter's kind of pointing out, that means Eraser is now trying to build some kind of insurance on Firapennen to make sure they're fighting at the very end of the race. So this is now a sprint versus a long stint of Firapennen. This is going to be fascinating to watch. What Firapennen does not need right now, and may have right now, is a Lexus getting larger in the mirrors, and that Lexus may also be on a more aggressive stint. So race management here from Firapennen. He doesn't want to kill the tyres, he doesn't want to lose unnecessary time battling with, well, drivers who may not yet factor at the end of the race. So look at the speed of that Lexus as they once again rise up towards the corkscrew. We're well over halfway into this race. Thank you so much for joining so far if you have. I hope it's a good race for you spectating. We're trying to keep up with everything on track at the moment. The rear of this group is Firapennen. He's down in 6th position, but quite a lot of potential left in the race. We can face forward. Thanks for the kind words in chat, guys. LJ, legendary as always. We did feature LJ in commentary as a guest for a one-off CRN kind of just for fun event we had on this week, so thank you for your time there, buddy. That was a lot of fun to do. And tonight you've got Mixtermaker, our regular commentator for the SRL Swedish Racing League.
Hello.
Any predictions yet, mate? Is it too early to call?
It's a bit too early. Eraser has quite a big job ahead of him. Since Firapennen is probably not gonna, stop anytime soon. And the racer is most likely going to have to, unless he has a massive fuel load. Have we checked the racer's fuel load?
Well, we can right now, actually. That's a very good shout. So it's less than a quarter tank now in the Lamborghini.
He has another pit stop.
In contrast, Firapennen having well over half a tank. Now we
But
could...
his right-hand side front tire does not look good. And it's 16 laps to go.
Well, exactly. And it made me wonder, is it going to be a quick stop for aggressive tyres at the end? So although they both may need to stop, Firapennen might still have the shorter stop to make. So it may not be cut and dry just yet which driver is going to benefit from that. And Egerlanders is really not helping the cause of Firapennen at the moment, but he is fully entitled to get involved in this battle. In fact, I'm wondering if Egerlanders has opted for Super Sauce, but no, he's just running with a very light Lexus, that Aston carrying considerable amount of fuel and weight ballast, don't forget. Welcome home, school. How you doing, buddy? This has been a fascinating race so far. I'm loving it. It's a great circuit. It always makes for entertaining racing and pretty unpredictable stuff. One to watch tonight, I think, is Burison. He has opted similarly to Firipennen in doing a longer early stint, and that really has put him high up in the standings. This was our pole sitter who had a pretty tough not out lap, but first lap, and has really had to rebuild his race, having been mugged of a few positions early on, but he's still looking strong in 6th. Tornroth now in 7th position. Abramson now pits. Could that be his final stop to the finish? We'll wait to find out. Behind him, Lassazaja. He was running strongly throughout the race, but now the pit stop cycles are through. It's a little tricky to tell where he's going to shake out. Those tyres looking really worn down. This circuit does not really promote tyre life whatsoever. Stiliga Dan now in 8th. He's still on a mission to catch Lassazaja, who may box shortly. Much fresher tyres on that Media Pro Porsche. Out for Farron there in 9th. Talisman, Aston Martin. Purple mirrors give you the indication that that's him in the car. Bornhill we saw running really strongly. Looks like he's going for a much more aggressive shortstop. Probably with one more left to go before the end of this race yet. So we don't quite know where that's going to bring him. And a high runner before Erdin. Another car that I think is going to try and limit the stops and go for the slow and steady wins the race mentality. But slow and steady are not really two words I'd usually hook up with Erdin. So we'll wait to see. So Abramson's pit stop, that's brought him down into 12th position. Swoyle, we did see him struggling for grip earlier, but now we wait to see. Has he got enough clean air as he's once again kicking the tail out of that Lamborghini? Pedal to the metal. So as the late pit stops come in, where will Swoyle manage to put himself? And currently running further back, Chio, we saw him have a huge off from the very, very front of the field. So, excuse me, that looks like a recovery drive in the making.
Yeah, and he's just recently pitted, so he's done his last pit stop. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all shakes down.
Yeah, we're in the patient middle bulk of the race. We've got a few gaps in the field as T5 has managed to cut himself loose at the moment. Now, if we spend a minute with a Razor, we might see whether he is making time. T5 pits right on cue. So finally, we're seeing the return of a Razor, who was our original race leader.
But he needs to make another pit stop. But does he have his super soft tires left? He might slam his super softs on and then try to catch Firipennen.
Yeah, we're just getting some breakup on your mic there, but I can still hear you quite well. Yeah, he's going to have to pit very, very shortly, actually, whereas Firipennen here almost has a pit stop in hand. And if he plays it well, we can end up seeing both both drivers move on to super softs. But if Firipennen stays close, sorry, Mixter, yeah, it's all down to who can get out in front on the optimum tyre.
Because Firipennen doesn't have to refuel, and if they would both go into the pit lane and change to, I don't know if Firipennen has used his super soft yet, but if they both put on the super softs, Firipennen is going to be faster out of the pit lane.
Exactly that. So this is pretty much where the fight could be decided, or at least heavily changed before we get to the final battle to the finish. So is Eraser going to call it for the pits yet, or is he staying out as long as he can? There we go. The first move between our two race leaders. So now Firipennen, he's just going to need to do the best laps he can on the tyres he's got. And it's now going to be an undercut from a Razor. And let's wait to see if he does put the super soft compound, which we know is the grippier set of rubber here tonight. And now Tornroth. He's had a relatively quiet middle of the race, but look at the progress he's made. He's owing a stop 2 though, so his stint in second place will come to an end. And it's SSGr3, who I believe also will owe a pit stop soon. Yeah, it looks like one more for him before he finishes the race. And now T5 does not want to be getting bottled up. Good day, Java. West is shouting for Firipennen and T5. They do. Because of the time advantage over a Razor. Well, there we go. So it could be 3 cars in for the fight. Oh, and a very, very bold overtake there. A bit of a flash of the lights from SSGr3 to say, "Are you mad, mate?" But T5 managed to keep those wheels hooked inside the curb, and it limited the damage there. Another moment where we could have seen 2 cars ejected at pretty high speeds. There also looks to be something cracking happening further back as Bornhall, Egerlanders and a Razor finds himself right in the thick of it here. This could also influence the race as Bornhall ducks out of the battle momentarily. So it's a Razor onto Egerlanders. Good grief, this race is not going to stop for a second. Let's go and watch from Erdin's point of view here. He's in the Corvette. And he's breathing down the neck of a Razor right now, albeit on older tyres. We probably want to know. And unsurprisingly, super softs.
They should be able to quite easily pass Egerlanders here.
Yeah, curious to see whether Egerlanders is there for the fight at this point, or whether he is aware enough to not get mixed up in this one. A Razor will certainly want to be getting by, and it looks like we're going to get some battles further behind them as Burison chases Erdin with some pretty strong intent here. He's on the super softs, so if Erdin... Yeah, he's on old soft tyres, so a bit of a cork in the bottle moment here as Erdin does stay out. That's bad news for Burison here. But Burison should have the grip in that Porsche. If he can get the acceleration, get in the tow, maybe we can go on board here. And once again, we see him push to the outside. Nice defense there from Erdin. Comes off really nicely, but it's a good exit here from Burison. It's a short squirt of a sprint. Not enough to work with.
Razor goes wide.
There's a huge off there, and you're right. Is it a Razor? We'll go back. We'll catch that for you guys in a moment. Thanks for the shout. Side by side here into the left-hander. And Erdin covering off. And all the while Abramson getting involved as well. He's benefiting from this fight. Who's going to make the move first? Burison really wants to get this done now. He's going to be under huge pressure. This could be 3 into 1 at the corkscrew. Keep it together, boys. We've seen Lassazaja, I think it was, defend here in a Chevy, but no. And now it's on to Abramson with the momentum in that Aston Martin down in P6. Let's pause for a moment and then we'll go and see how a Razor got loose, because that could be race changing in his fight for the win, as we see Burison save the car but lose a stack of momentum, and there is a Razor taking the position from him. So what does the replay give us here? We can see the fight behind, which is what we were watching. So it's into the right-hander. It's nice and tight, but too tight on that curb, and I think that Lamborghini never makes it in shot.
Yeah, he got caught by the curb.
Yeah, so just a self-inflicted off there. Frustration here for our championship leader, because that, although he's fairly secure in his points, that is a less than perfect moment for him, and that could rob him of a chance to be back up with these guys. Now Firapanen, we think, owes a tyre stop. He's going to have to evaluate whether he can do another 8 laps on those tyres. I've got to say that's a push. And maybe he has the luxury of being able to stop. But what about T5 here? His tyres are good to go to the finish. If he's fueled up, he could suddenly be, as West predicted, one of the favourites for this race. Is it going to be a battle of the 2 Aston Martins for the final victory of our season? Now Egerlanders, we've seen him defending well, and he's on super softs, and
Also put down a fastest lap.
do you know, despite what I expected, I think Egerlanders really is in the running for a good position then here, because he's on the strongest tyre. He's got his pit stop done. I mistakenly thought that Egerlanders was going to have to owe more time to the race to everyone else, but it looks like, having stayed well out of trouble, Egerlanders could be one to watch. Just don't lose it on the exit there.
Knock on
Clearly
wood.
pushing. Yeah. Commentators getting involved here and going to curse someone. And West bets that Firapanen may just stay out for this one. He does have, let's go back to his lead for a moment, he does have 7 seconds to absorb the pressure of T5, and they are short laps here. What a strategy if this is going to work out, but there's going to be a chase on, I think, because T5, if there's anyone I believe can make up that kind of a gap in a few laps, I know T5, when he gets his sights set, he'll be on an absolute mission. We can see 10th by 10th now. He's bringing that gap down. It's gone from 7 seconds to 6.5. He is reeling in Firapanen, so Firapanen has got to make a call very, very quickly about what he's going to do here. Have his tyres just fallen off their grip, because this gap is falling away at quite... well, it's going to be more than a second a lap, and that's exactly what T5 needs to bring it to the fight for the finish.
It's just, you know, half a lap and he's already taken in like a second and a half.
And the longer it goes on, the less choice Firapanen has to make if he's losing time. If anything, the lap to pit would have been the last 1 or 2 in order for him to recover any time after the pit. But
yeah,
mistakes could still happen.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mixter.
If Firapanen is lucky, T5 might make a mistake. But if he gets passed by T5, he has another 6-7 seconds down to Egerlanders, and that might just be enough to put him in a second position.
Yeah, absolutely. Erdin is currently battling for 7th position at the moment. He has got Burison, Lassazaja in tow, and any of these guys look prone to make the move. Erdin is defending hard. He's going to get a narrow exit, but Burison, who we saw get loose here before, needs a good exit here. He looks like he's side by side. We'll try and get the view here from Staliga Dan. He's at the back of the 4. And oh, it's a real push and a shove there from Lassazaja. And I think Lassazaja has either maybe let that one go. But is he going to go again? No, he waits. So both cars stood to lose more time there from getting hooked up with each other. Lassazaja and Burison giving up ground to Staliga Dan, who is just cutting his way through the pack here. Super softs on the car. And Erdin trying to stay out on the softs. This is where the strategies are starting to really mess with the order here. It's a much faster Media Pro car with a big opportunity here. It's Staliga Dan. And it's another Porsche of Burison who gets him. They're all trying a move at the same time. I don't know who to look at first, but Burison does get held off. And in fact, Lassazaja are the one to profit from that. So having been the aggressor, Burison, he's been mugged on the exit by SSGr3 as SSGr3 Dan now on the outside into the final corner. And around the outside he goes. Look at the grip of the super softs. Erdin is on the limit of what he can do with the tyres he's got. He and Fierapennen are hanging on tyres which are starting to lose their shelf life. And I think Erdin
and a
lets...
super dive there.
Yeah, I think maybe even lets SSGr3 go to battle ahead. Erdin really falling off the back of this right now. He's still with Bjornsson, but 3 places in a couple of laps. We're going to check ahead because look at the gap to the leader. Fierapennen from 7 seconds is down to only 1.5, and that gap is only getting smaller now, I'm afraid. We've still got enough laps for this fight to play out. I've got to say, Fiorapennen's got to work some magic here if he's going to stop the progress of T5. This is the final win of the season up for grabs.
Yeah, I don't think T5 needs to stress an overtake here. He has, 6.5 seconds down to Egelanders, and he's caught Fierapennen, who's basically run his tires, straight through hell. So it's going to be an easy overtake here.
Yeah, and the question is, does Fierapennen even want to fight this, or is he going to settle for a solid second? I would need to check the championship to know if this is going to change anything significant, but the language of Fierapennen is he's going to defend it, he's going to try and force T5 into something. But T5 has such grip on the exit. Look at the body language of Fiorapennen's Aston Martin, but he does just get the traction. I thought for a minute we were going to see T5 breeze by, but no. And is it too late to defend? Fierapennen was going to move across, but T5 is way too quick on the draw. Side by side, Fierapennen does cut the apex, gets sideways. He's trying everything, but there's nothing in the tyres that are going to give him the grip to do that.
He has to let T5 go. He's in no way, shape or form able to challenge him right now.
He is wishing there were 3 less laps in this race, because this would have been down to the wire.
There's 3.8 seconds behind. He might be a contender for 2nd place here.
So
and
it
it's
could
going down
be
3.5.
all change here. This is going to be quite a dramatic finish. I'm going to quickly look at the championship standings while Mixter is on call with the commentary here. So T5 Black and Fierapennen are only 70 points apart, so it is going to be a drastic loss for Fierapennen. That no, in fact T5 is the points leader between the two, so that battle will be decided. But I think T5 not wanting to take any risks. Sorry guys, I've just had a TV blip. I think you're going to be back in the room. We're back. Excellent. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go. 2 more laps and the remainder of this one to go. Egelanders 2.4 seconds away from a P2 at the moment on the super softs. Plenty of wear, but nothing like the wear that we've seen on Fierapennen. So let's watch that shortly. Razor now in 4th. He's done well here despite some tricky moments in the final stint. I think his fight for a podium may have been taken away by that late error. Abramson's back to 5th. And he's got Tornroth in hot pursuit. Tornroth coming through really strongly late in this race.
Yeah, and there's a whole pack of cars at the back.
Oh, you're right. Oh, look at the chain coming down the hill there in the back of the camera shot. So Chio in the middle of this. He's got Farron behind, both Astons, and Erdin. I think this car, we saw it at the Nürburgring on the 2nd race. That car just out for a few too many laps on its tyres. Just no front end grip, and I'm afraid that Chevrolet is going to be understeering its way to the finish. And you can see the swarm building behind, led by Chio, who should be much further up in this race, but mistake there is going to cost him, and he did get loose earlier, and unfortunately we've seen him pretty much race over there. frustrating moment for him because he looked like he was just about to recover a top 10 there. Just shows the limit they're pushing at, as Bornhau is the next to try and challenge Erdin. Baron having to wait behind, but Bornhau, oh, he's getting very wide there. Not much of an exit to work with, and it's Baron. Baron is gonna make the move, but no, waits patiently again. He knows there's another lap and a half to go. This could go right down to the finish. And I'm going to have to go back because we knew it was coming, and I might have the replay here. Ager Landers has found his way past Firapennen, and see if we can quickly get that. There we go. So outside line coming into the final 2 corners. Was it done on the final turn? What a late move. Look at the switch back there.
What a nice move.
That's another contender for move of the race. We saw Firapennen with a stunner around the outside earlier, but that was crafty. I've got to say, we've got yellows. We've got a yellow flag. Who's off? Surely not T5. It's not T5. It looks like a car going a lap. Is that Swoil maybe?
Yeah, that's Swoil.
Okay, so that's not going to change the lead battle here. T5. He's the man to watch for the moment. He's 1 corner away from taking victory. He's missed out on a few wins this season. It hasn't always fallen his way, but he brings the Aston Martin talisman car in all kinds of directions over the finish line. He takes the checkered flag. Season 15 ends with a bang in the shape of T5 Black. Egerlanders, what a result in second. Really didn't see it coming till late in the race. Firapennen, I think he's happy with that podium. Secures his championship spot there. Has he beat Abramson? We'll have to wait for the results. He and Abramson were very close in the championship. A Razor securing 4th. Good recovery after the late mistake. Abramson in 5th. Tornroth gets 6th. Great result for the Porsche driver. Lasazage is 7th. Holds off Burison in 8th. These two fought down to the wire here. Steliga down 9th. Bornhau comes across in 10th. Such a close field here, guys. They're all getting across the line before we can get to them. Farron 11th, Ernin 12th, Chio in 13th, and our man Swoil is chilling out, and you know why, because he's letting me have a look at some replays here. Let's see what we can get. So this was the run to the line for Tornroth. He was a fraction behind Abramson there. Really pushing for the 5th spot. Good effort, and that could have changed the championship. We'll go further back. Lasazage down to the wire into the final corner. He, Burison and Steliga Dan. What a cracking fight to the finish. There you see the ailing Lamborghini. Swoil doing us a favour there. He doesn't cross the line and he gives us just a chance to review those end moves. So Bornhau with a quiet finish. Great drive to secure the top 10. Farron in clean air. Erdin did hang on in the end, and Chio. So not too much drama by the end, as we see everybody cross the line. But I think one more time for the cameras, if we get a moment. We'll look at this, man. There you go. Perfect timing. We've got the results. And it is T5 with the victory in our final race of this season, which means we've got a 2-week break after this, guys, where myself and Mixter are going to go on a indulgent holiday of some kind. I don't know what that is.
Quarantine holiday. So
yeah, stuck in our rooms basically. Here's the race results for you guys. Let's get that confirmation up for you. And let's get something on the Spotify playlist.
And the Egelanders also, you know, switching cars to the RCF GT3 and pulling off fastest lap and also moving up into 2nd position.
Huge race there, and well, we'll see next season what car he chooses, but that result is not going to deter him from the RCF, is it? So could be an interesting one to throw into the mix. And
he was driving a Aston Martin earlier, right?
I sure was. Yeah. I think he was. It's a confusing season because of the number of Aston Martins we've seen in the field.
Yeah.
But
if I remember correctly, wasn't he in the same team as Firppinen?
I know that
that-
Giska was. So I'd have to. Your memory might be better than mine there, but we will. Well, if you know in chat, give us a shout if you remember what his team car was for the majority of the season. Speaking of Firppinen, good third position, hung on really well. Would love to know if he'd have lost as much time with a late stop, or whether that was just going to destroy his race and the staying out option was the only way to go. But a very, very noble finish, considering how beaten those tyres were. And our very likely series champion, Eraser, does round up in 4th. We did hear from T5 that they might be able to get us the results as well. So if we can, we will give you the championship standings by the end. That was one of my favourite races this season, I think.
Yeah, really entertaining. A lot happened just in a few, the first 3 laps.
That's true.
So,
yeah, we could have done with, once again, another camera crew to have everything stacked up in the replays. Literally too many incidents. We didn't get to see the rough and tumble at the start. There's always a bit at Laguna because a wheel off the track is enough to send the car out of the contention. What's up, T5? Congratulations, T5, our race winner, is now in the chat. Let's get some hype in there for the race win and for an awesome season. Thanks for the kind comments. Thanks again for this season. Frank and Mixter says Anakin, God job. That's, I know you meant to say God and not good.
well, it is, on the line of, a God's work.
We are the voices in the ether, aren't we? Yeah, the mysterious ones. Thanks, West. Hope to see you back in there soon. The support money, thank you so much, guys. If you weren't here earlier, I'm going to re-trigger it. So this isn't happening again. I'm just going to re-trigger it to say thank you to the SRL who have kindly donated towards the channel, which will go straight back into my equipment.
FrankLucid going quite slowly here.
FrankLucid, what a plum you are. Big thanks for season 16 of Swedish Racing League. SRL sending you some love.
Thank you so much, SRL. All the love is appreciated, and yeah, we do love watching these races, I've got to admit it.
Did it say season 16 in the text?
It did. Well spotted.
Did they do a typo?
Or was that a hint? That could have been a hint. But hey, with that kind of show of respect, man, there is no reason to give up on you guys. I'll be fully honest, I said to T5, I'm still deciding if I'm going to keep running the GT Sport broadcasts, but there was nothing to stop me wanting to do the SRL stuff. So yeah, I was very honest in saying I'll make sure it's right for me and the channel, but I just love these races. So yeah, every Monday it reminds me how good they are. Spoil with the wrong season. Yeah, hey, it wouldn't be an SRL broadcast if something didn't go a bit wrong. Like, we always get something go on. So Spoil gets the credit tonight. And I think it was the 1800 Swedish currency. Thank you very much. What is the Swedish currency again?
Swedish crowns.
Crowns. There you go. Homeschool racer with the wow, 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 wow. Dude, I can't believe it happened earlier. I was a bit gobsmacked and didn't really know what to say. And we had the entire, I swear, the entire Swedish Racing League lobby come and crash the party. So
yeah, we were up towards, 35, 40 viewers or something.
Yeah, it got ridiculous. And once again, props to Mixter here. He has stayed with us all season and he's been way more involved with this league than I have before I got involved. So
well, I think you've overtaken me at this point.
Yeah, I don't have the championship nor the founder badge, so it's okay.
That was way back in like season 2 or 3, so we didn't have a lot of drivers back in the day. You know, they really, I think Borna has like a chart on how well we perform back in the day compared to how well we perform as of now.
Okay,
it was like a graph and stuff, and we like the bar has raised for practically every driver in the Swedish Racing League, just, you know, showing how everybody is evolving and becoming faster and faster.
Yeah, it's a really, yeah, I don't know, it's amazing how much it has grown, developed, and now it just feels like it's a serious organization, even though these guys don't take themselves too seriously. I'm going to offer one more fist bump to the crowd who did show up today. My camera doesn't want to focus on it, but there you go. One giant fist bump for 30 odd of you. Well, it was 40 odd of you who crashed the party earlier. And the news is in from T5 that we can show the standings. So let me just turn this tune up a little bit because we've got a champion to announce. This is kind of appropriately build-up style music. The results are on the website. Alright, we're going to bring it to you guys. If I don't crash the whole system again. So we can announce a Razor. If this is up to date, let me make sure. Is that showing correctly to you guys?
Yeah, I can see it just fine.
So we have a Razor at the top of our standings, the best 7 results counting towards the championship, and it's T5 Black who's secured second, taking that spot. It's Abramson now in third, so every position mattered in that race. That win has transformed the shape of the results tonight. Virapennen in fourth with 912 points. Look at the points difference, 20 points would have got him third, so a single position. So he won't be writing a Christmas card to Egerlanders this year, I don't think. But great effort, nothing more he could have done. Then rounding out the top 10, we've got Chio, Swoil, Erdin, Staliga Dan and Farron. Lasse Zaja brings it in 10th, so both Chevrolets, ERLA team, are in the top 10. Let's go down and give some more drivers some credit in the standings.
Yeah, there are quite a lot of them.
I'll let you guys absorb some data here. Tornroth, he would have benefited well from that position tonight, so wonder if he's snuck a couple of positions with a result there. Looking out for anyone else who raced. Bornhall as well. Good showing tonight. He secures P20 just ahead of Burison. So those two really had everything to play for in that race. Congrats to you guys. Good battling through the field tonight. I was really impressed by the whole lot. Let's skip down again one more time. Terwin, you're in there, bud. I see you in chat, but here I see you on the tables too. And the list goes on. Look at the size of this league, guys. What a mad bunch. Swoil with the All-Stars. And you've got fastest laps. Mate, could have gone either way for you today, that's for sure. That Lamborghini was loose. But once again, congratulations to Eraser, T5 and Abramson, our top 3 this season. Which means, guys, for 2 weeks we're going to have to find something to do on a Monday night. So maybe we'll do a non-SRL slot on a Monday night. We'll do something. we'll make something happen, but we'll also I'll probably take a week off, you know. A lockdown holiday, as Mixter called it. Spoil, slip and slide. I quite like having Mixtermaker in the chat.
It's good now that I have, you know, really good internet, so I can watch the stream and the chat, and also watch well, a lot more live on Discord.
Yeah, it's just
I'm not on, you know, 4G wireless satellite internet that pulls data like crazy.
it has been kind of miraculous. So Mixter and I do this commentary from different countries, and it's quite a nice thought that he's somewhere off on a farm in Sweden, or, you know, not so much now, but he's been in pretty remote.
I'm still in the woods.
You are still pretty far out,
yeah,
aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, you know, maybe an hour southwest of where my parents live. And my dad has his own electrical company, and he does a lot of work for a company called Chintok, which basically has, I think it's the biggest test facility in at least, you know, Europe in, you know, wintertime. So it's basically rented by, like, the whole thing is rented by Volkswagen Auto Group. So my dad has a house here, and since it's, you know, an hour and a half away, we rent the house inside of the compound and stay there for the weeks. And they have fiber internet, so it's super fast.
So all in complete contrast to my current suburban life in southwest London, in a pretty busy old spot. So complete contrast of commentary booths, but it's been cracking to reconnect every Monday. Sorry, dude, carry on.
It was, you know, really funny when we started commentating. It's like, how's the weather? It's like, yeah, it's a bit cold. How's yours? It's, you know, it's raining a bit. And it's like, yeah, cool. We still have snow here.
You might as well be in the mountains, basically.
Yeah. Well, it is basically mountains.
I want to thank all of you again for dropping by before the race. That was a very cool idea. I appreciate you all bothering to coordinate that. That was awesome. Very proud to be linked to the SRL, and it's kind of a community I couldn't replicate anywhere else. I really do appreciate you guys. And Razor, congratulations, dudes. Our series champion here in the chat. So send him some good vibes and some congratulations if you're there. I hope you can hear me over this tune, because it's absolutely firing off at the minute. So that only leaves me to say you're going to have to wait 2 painful weeks, 2 very long weeks before the SRL are back on track. Knowing them, they'll be having random lobbies in between. They never stop. They never rest, these guys.
They'll probably be speculating on what car to drive for next season.
Yeah, they're probably out testing them already. And yeah, nice one, Mixer. Yeah, thanks for watching the collaborations. We're doing the best job we can here, and it makes for a really good watch from at least our opinion anyway, and I think you guys would agree.
Sometimes you even forget to commentate. I'm just watching. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, I barely have a word to say by the end. By the sound of my voice, you can tend to hear it's gone, usually. Especially when it's 2 cars side by side for a position over the line, which is more often than not the case. I'm going to see if there is what we call a raid. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is Twitch's way of taking an audience from one stream and catapulting them into another. Let me do a quick check to see if there is a crowd that we can go and dive bomb. Also, guys, you've taken this channel to the very, very top of the Gran Turismo channel tonight. Temporarily, there's a good guy called CT Meister online who is a German broadcaster commentator. He is rocking the show at the moment. But you've given us such a huge audience tonight, unusually high actually, so I can only say thank you guys once again. No, I can't see the account I want tonight, so I'm going to let everyone go. We're going to relax. I'm going to end the stream so that you drivers, I know what you want to do. Go back and watch it. Have fun with it. Hope you enjoy the broadcast. And silly season begins, as Anakin very, very smartly put it. Yeah, enjoy yourselves. It's been a pleasure from myself and from Mixter. Take care, and we'll be back soon, I think.
Yep.
In fact, Mixer, I think there's definitely an end line that the stream don't know about, but I certainly know about. So I'm gonna give you.
Did you record it?
I have a recording of it actually, but I think seeing as you're here, I don't know. I think we could just, you know, run a live edition. Plum on and plum off. Yeah, thank you. The plum is well and truly on. You can't see it, but I'm just going to spam plums in the chat instead. So yeah, Mix, I'm going to give you the final words, buddy.
Final words? That's heavy.
Oh, it's okay. You've said the words before.
Are we gonna play the recording, or?
Nope.
Putting me on the spot here.
Yeah, you're gonna say it. You're gonna say it.
Okay. Is the stream over yet?